So today is St. Patrick's Day, one of my favorite days of the year. And not just because it's a day to celebrate all things Irish, the food and drink, the legends, the heritage, but it's also a day to celebrate how Christianity developed in Ireland in the early days, beginning around the 5th century. That's where we meet Patrick. He was actually not Irish himself. He started out as a slave in Ireland. He was snatched from his bed on the British coast when he was 16 years old by Irish bandits. After serving 6 years tending sheep, he escaped from slavery, made his way back home, and then studied to enter the priesthood. After a while, he decided that he would go back to Ireland, this time voluntarily, and this time to share the gospel. His family wasn't happy about it. They didn't want to lose him again. His fellow clergy were not happy about it. They felt like the Irish were not worthy of his time and attention, but Patrick felt differently, and so he went back. He began, or actually continued, a tradition that was already there and developed in a very particular way in Ireland. It brought in the mysticism and the love of the Trinity from the East, and it brought in the love of learning from the West. And as a result, it began to mingle with the pre-Christian Celtic understanding and ways. For instance, there was an emphasis upon the natural world, such as the sun and the moon, the seasons and the cycles of life. That's depicted in the Celtic cross, which has a circle behind the crossbeam representing the heavenly bodies, the natural world that ties together with the word of the scriptures, which represented in Jesus Christ. They also understood that sin was not a crime to be punished. Instead, it was a wound to be healed. And that developed an understanding of community, where they had soul friends, where they would share with each other their innermost spiritual feelings and their spiritual journey, and they would help one another in a mutual relationship. And it's also where they learned to come together for worship, dedicating their greatest arts of metalwork and printing of books and the high-standing crosses to their devotion to God and the worship of God. So today we have much to celebrate from the Celtic tradition, and especially on St. Patrick's Day when we remember it. So we hope you have a good one. Blessings.